Let's talk about how patient reviews drive SEO and what you need to know to make them more valuable. First of all, we do know that patient reviews drive organic search and they do play a role in your ranking position, particularly when you're thinking about local search. Now, we used to tout that quantity, the more reviews you can get, the better. Quantity is still important. You still want a lot of reviews, but what's more important nowadays is the quality of those reviews. And when we say quality, we're not talking about making sure that all your reviews are 5-star and, panicking if they're not. That's not how Google necessarily defines quality. When you're thinking about quality from a search perspective, think about it in three ways. One, Google wants to see a continuous funnel of reviews flowing across your GBP or Google Business Profile. So that tells Google that you're active with your business and that you are engaging in conversation with your patients, which is really important. Two, they want to show reviews that show, they want to see, Google wants to see reviews that show patient satisfaction, because this tells Google and other search engines as well that you are continuously working to build trust with your patients, which is a key factor in Google's ranking algorithm. And finally, the third thing is Google wants to see you responding to those reviews and responding as promptly as possible. Now, we often think about responding only to the negative reviews, but you can definitely and absolutely also respond to the positive reviews, and it will help you drive momentum from an organic and a search perspective. So when we think about reviews, one thing to think about is one, you want to use them to build trust. Two, the other thing that helps from an organic perspective is that people often write reviews using the same language and conversation they're having when they search or when they talk about dentistry or your practice. So we end up with some natural keywords and ranking further just because that person has submitted a review. And thirdly, those reviews are content submitted by the users. So user generated content, not business generated content. And that's a huge value for search engines. So those are the three things you want to keep in mind when you're thinking about how to add more value to your organic and search via your patient reviews. Second, let's hit for a second on negative reviews and what to do. We often get asked if you should respond to a negative review, and our answer is always yes, you should, but with a few guidelines. First, really important, ensure that you are HIPAA compliant. So stay away from ever alluding that the patient is actually a patient at your practice. Instead, say things like when patients schedule with us or when we submit to insurance for our patients. Be elusive in that regard. Second, always strip emotion from your responses. Try to respond very neutrally. So, for example, if someone writes a review complaining that you don't take their insurance, or they showed up to your office and they found out that you don't take their insurance, respond and mention that you always ask all patients for insurance information before their visit to ensure transparency and to avoid any frustrations with the patient experience at your practice, and that this is really important to you. You're happy to talk about it further if they want to give your office a call. Remember, just because a review is negative doesn't mean it should be taken down. In fact, it's actually quite the opposite. It's positive for people to see how you react to bad news, how you react to bad reviews or negative reviews, and to see you interacting with people. It honestly makes you human. Finally, a little tip I wanted to tell you and your team. If you go to your GBP and pull up where there's a little link that says see all reviews, pull all your reviews up, copy them, throw them into ChatGPT, and ask it to summarize for you. It will shoot back what are the top 3 to 5 things that patients are saying about your practice. So this will give you a really good idea of what your strengths are from a patient experience as seen by the marketplace. Then you can use that information to either build on those strengths, or maybe there's a strength that's missing that you really want to start putting some goals and objectives around for your practice and start building that out. You can use it as that machine as well. So for example, I took a practice that had 900 reviews. I threw it into ChatGPT and I found out in seconds that this practice is really well known for being comfort oriented, having a professional and friendly staff, and scheduling appointments very efficiently. So boom, we've come far with technology, haven't we? Thanks for listening and happy reviewing.